What's happening, Bengals fans? Still, hopefully, most of y'all are out there saying "Who Day." I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. But here in our household, we celebrate Christmas, Jesus' birth, and it's amazing the blessings that are bestowed upon our family this Christmas. And I'll elaborate more on that when the time comes. But really, really great Christmas for us, and I know it has nothing to do with the Bengals game or anything like that, but just, good being around family and, really appreciate everybody that's part of this. That's part of this little thing called Chatterbox Clicker. Been a crazy season. I get it. Bengals game didn't go the way I think a lot of people wanted it to go. If you were watching the countdown, Casey couldn't even put himself up to putting Steelers on the screen, which is I understand. I get it. I mean, I've talked to him many a time about the Steelers, and I know he doesn't like them. So I am all for that. Ben Riley, before you say anything, with the entire O-line getting a failing grade, Hughes Condom would give Jake more protection. Also, the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. No bootleg screens or run game either. Not winning like that. Well, Ben, appreciate you putting that in the chat, and you know what? It is what it is, and people are gonna feel the way they feel. What I would say is nobody really had a great day. It wasn't all the O-line's fault. I do have some things to talk about with that. One thing I do want to mention, though, one of the good things about Christmas, passing by and being over with, is my wife has now taken down the garland that was up on the mantle that was covering up the entire bottom line of football games. So I couldn't see scores or, down in distances and things like that. So thank you, Kayla, for taking that down. I really appreciate it. But moving forward. All right. Bengals offense. We're going to start there. 368 yards. They, again, 42 pass attempts, 16 rushing attempts. What I would say happened here was Pickens scored on an 86-yard slant route early, and they got down. And I think the whole mentality with this team is if they're down, they need to throw to get back in it. So the one thing that was a little bit different than normally, there was 3 plays that were under center out of 58 offensive snaps. They've been doing more under center stuff. I'm not sure why they went away from that. There must have been something with the center. A lot of times when you got a big nose guard that's right over a center, and which Pittsburgh does quite a bit. Now, not as much in their nickel packages, but it may have had something to do with that. So I don't know that. Again, I'm not in the building. Browning, 3 interceptions, 3 sacks, 335 yards passing, but those 3 interceptions were critical. One of them was really bad in the red zone. Mixon had 11 rushes for 43 yards. That's a 3.9 average. Not a great day, but not a lot of attempts either. So the thing that's kind of concerning is, like you mentioned, the lack of screens, the lack of throws to the backs. Both of those backs combined had 4 receptions for 15 yards. So that's hard to, compared to what they've been doing. Higgins had 5 receptions for 140, had that huge, long 80-yard touchdown. Boyd also had 5 for 59. So getting into the looks that we saw this. Oh, look at that. Merry Christmas, everybody. So I'm still in the mood now. So, but I appreciate all you being here. All right, so looking at the offense, first thing we're going to talk about is run game review. All right, so with the run game, here's some things. This is duo, and again, this is something that I'm not sure how this happens. And again, I want you to watch this too right here. I think what's happening here is I think Irwin's supposed to come back over here and block 29. I think that would be my assumption, because these 6 guys are handling these 6 guys, and with number 29 sitting right here, and they played a ton of cover 2. That's one thing I failed to mention. Steelers defense, 12 blitzes out of those 58 snaps, played mainly, almost entirely the entire game with 4-man rush with either cover 3 buzz, Tampa 2, or 2-man. Played those 3 coverages. It was like they just rolled through them. So right here, this would be a version of 3 buzz. He's going to be deep. He's buzzing in between. He's the flat guy. So a buzz means that he drops from the safety position down inside of another defender. So he's buzzing the flat, and then he comes in and replaces the guy buzzing the flat. So that's what that means, if anybody's ever wondering. But to get to this, in duo, your job is to hold on to your backside gap, basically. So his first step should be here. His first step should be here. His first step should be here. First step here. First step here. Then you take basically it's in this case he's blocking him. He's blocking him. These two guys are doubling to him. He's going to step down and go to him. He's got him alone. I think Irwin was supposed to come block him. It'd been a heck of a play had it got gone. But see, watch Kappa. He takes that step and then he steps too far forward. And he gets beat on that pinch inside, and people are going to say, well, Mixon just doesn't have it anymore. Well, that's tough right there. I think that's a pretty good job of trying to make something happen, getting back to the line of scrimmage. But, again, he's got to understand if they are doing that, either he's got to get deeper or he's got to understand he can't set back as far like that. And to answer anybody's question that's going to ask this is a run play. And yes, he is blocking like a pass block, but on the back side of duo. So this duo is technically a left side play. On the back side, a lot of times you'll pass set because those guys will run up the field. So you just kind of run them out of there. So that's why I was doing that. But there's play number one. That wasn't play one, but that's the first play of the show. So this is in the fourth quarter. So this is a duo versus a 7-up look. And what I mean by 7-up, so I told you just a minute ago, I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 6 guys will take care of those 6. This safety that's walking down the box, they're going to move him in and have him block. Really, really good search block. This is what this is called. He's searching him out. Really good search block. Hold it. Boom. Hit it. Just hold him long enough. Let him get by. Now watch the patience of these guys not to – I know it kind of looks funny the way he's doing it, but really that 3 technique is playing read and react. So he's not coming off the ball. He's not trying to penetrate through the line. And boom, good block there. Now he's on. He's up here now. I think old Joe Mixon, or young Joe Mixon or whatever. Maybe Chase Brown just tries to outrun those guys straight here, but Joe makes a pretty good move on this corner right here, and ends up doing that. Now, if he would have just kept going straight right there, I'm not sure he would have made that play right there. But again, you can run on Pittsburgh. It's not that you can't run on Pittsburgh. But this is why they're saying it's uphill sledding, is because you are having to bring more people into the box. That's just the way they play. Now, again, teams do it. Bengals have done it. They did it right here. This is an 9-yard run. It's good there. Now, this is a play I'm not sure why they've gone away from, but they brought him over here to block the safety again, because there's your 7th guy in the box. Again, there's your 4 and your 6 right there. Bring him in to block this guy. Now this is that play where they get great angles. They get great angles, and they're going to come kick TJ Watt and come right here. And then again, running on the corner. Big run. I'm not sure why this is a play that they've run all year. You jab step him. He goes up and blocks him. He blocks him. He comes and kicks TJ Watt, and then you hit that. There's a crease right there. There's that crease right through there, and then you're on the corner. And I've said many a time, you want a running back running on a corner, and running backs want to run on a corner. So again, that's a play that's worked. Now moving on to sacks. Again, I would have had more run plays on there, but wasn't a whole lot to talk about in that part of the game this week. TJ Watt. Now this is just a dip and a rip. And when I say that, I'll show you from the other side, but he's going to get held right here. He's actually going to beat the hold, get up off the ground, and still make the sack. But the guy that kind of screws the whole thing up is this guy right here. Watch him grab the back right here. See, he goes up and under just like he did on Cap on that run. He'll go up and under. Now watch this hand right here. This hand is going to grab the back of his shirt and throw him this way, and it causes, see how it causes that? It causes that hesitation right there, which, Browning does everything he can to get out of that. But again, now he gets the ball knocked out. And one of the things I've told young D linemen that I've talked to, like a lot of the D linemen will come to me and say, well, what are y'all looking for in blitz pickup or whatever the case is? I said, fine. If you get to him, I said, here's how you get to him. Here's how you beat it. But when you get to the quarterback, like secure the tackle, but go for the ball. You see how his arms go down? They kind of go down over the quarterback. That's because he's trying to rip at the ball. Like he could tackle him by just going up and under. Everybody talks about, hey, kind of lift up through him. But I'm just telling you right now, I mean, that's that's a big time deal by TJ Watt. That's why he's one of the best. Now, the next one, Highsmith runs right around Orlando Brown right here, just straight runs around him. And that's the reason for the sack. Would love to give you a better analysis of this, but there's not. But what I do want to talk to you about is this guy. It was funny because I had James Rapine, who's a great columnist, works for SI, does all Bengals, does the Locked On Bengals podcast, all that stuff. So, friend of mine, and he had tweeted out something, and the nightmare continues. And I tweeted back at him, and I said, yeah, but Mixon's blocking his ass off. And sure enough, I mean, what Mixon? They're kind of mixed in. That no pun intended. They're mixed into this cut up. They're all together, but Joe got in there and took care of some business, and it was really stuff like this. That's that dip and rip that TJ Watt did on the last one. So here's the dip, and you'll see him rip that arm back up. There's the rip. So anytime you hear something dip, rip. And again, that's just, I'm not real sure if he's just not, you can see the footwork right here. His feet are real close together. I mean, you just got to get out there and cover the guy up. So, again, I'm not sure if it's a mindset with Pittsburgh, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know for a fact it was an issue even when I was there. Pittsburgh can get in the head of the Bengals, and, it is what it is. But now this is one of their few pressures. So they're going to do this. And then watch what they're doing here. They're going to bring this guy up here and then bring him back around, and they're going to bring him here. So it's really just a 4-man pressure with Highsmith dropping. So some people call these creepers. I know I talk about this almost every year. I call this an exchange blitz, if you can read that, because he's usually the rusher and he's usually the dropper. So rusher, dropper. Well, now he's the dropper and he's the rusher. So they're exchanging responsibilities. And now the coverage is pretty good. I mean, it's not great. I mean, there's open guys, but the problem is you see here, so you see how 16's rushing here, like he's going to rush through here, and he's really just rushing through here. Well, he's going to push all the way into the line, and he's going to come around. The problem with that is see how they get off levels. And when I say off levels, see how he's deeper than he is? Those are your levels. They're not Tyler Boyd big levels, but those are your levels right there. And anytime guys get off of levels, you can't pass it back. So if they were on the same level, he could push back through and cover him up. Then he could come off and cover him up over here. But with this happening the way it's happening, and they get off levels just a little bit, and he gets turned, it allows that guy to run through. So that's what happened there. And, it's I mean, pretty simple blitz, but you got to be able to pick it up. Now, some protection stuff I want to talk about. So protection review here. This isn't sacks necessarily, but these are just some things that were happening. Both tackles here are going to get bulled and just straight bulled through. And this is the one that TJ Watt will come up through here and knock the ball down. Ball's going to go over here. But you can see, it almost wouldn't have mattered. Say Jonah Williams would have blocked him. You're getting the same exact rush on this side. I mean, watch these two guys. Push, come under. Bull, come under. I mean, it's almost the same exact rush. And they both, literally meet at the quarterback. And, they just got to get to the point where, and if you're going to have chip help like this, then you've got to protect your inside, because you got a presence right here. I'm not sure if Joe's chipping, but he looks like he's giving presence. 87's here to give presence. That's what they're doing. They're giving presence. So, you want to protect the inside on that. Now, the next one. Now, give the O-line credit where credit's due here. I want you to watch T. Higgins right here. So T. Higgins is down here. He's going to run here, and he's going to fall into this area right here. And again, this is what's called, I call this a dagger. But you can see how they're trying, that shoot route. If anybody watched the show last week, I'll show you one here in just a minute. That middle of the field route that they tried to hit Charlie Jones on. Well, what this does is in Tampa 2, you get these guys breaking out into Tampa 2. This guy's basically playing almost the middle third as well. So if somebody goes up the middle, this guy takes it. Well, that puts a big void right here in the middle of the field, and it allows T. Higgins to come in here. But this is a long developing play. So count this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 seconds. I don't know if I was exactly on that, but at least 4 seconds from the time, they're getting the balls thrown. So if you watch this from the back end, there's that spin move inside. Good. Kept him in there. Look, chip presence, protect your inside. Good. And then Jake Browning moves around just enough, but look at the time they gave him. So, there's some good stuff. It's not all gloom and doom here, but now this is one I just wanted to show off for Joe Mixon. So Landon Roberts, number 50, he's going to bull rush. And with that, what I'm saying is he's going to come right straight down the middle of Joe Mixon and try to run through him. Boom. You see how he gets low? Like, that's stuff that we try to keep out of practice because you can get hurt, but you got to practice it at some point. And the thing I used to tell the coaches was like, when you're a running back and you're playing, like we used to play Vince Williams. I don't know if anybody remembers him. He was number 98. He was a big, like tall, long inside linebacker that would come running downhill just like this, but he would take those two long arms and just boom, like extend them and run right through you. And you can see right here what Joe Mixon's doing. See how he's low, he's got some lean to him, but he's still got a good base. And then watch him flop his feet. You see how both feet flop back right there? So he's not just got his feet flopping all over the place. He's actually flopping straight back with both feet. And you can see it from this angle. Boom. Look at his base. He uses his hands. He resets his hands. Now watch him finish the block. So if you're a running back watching this, the only thing I would tell him differently is I would at this point like for his head to be on the inside, because you always want to protect the inside. But he ends up replacing his hands. He's got his hands underneath him. Got his good base. So that's good. That's good pass protection by Joe Mixon. And again, that's good running back tape. So I'm serious when I say this. Like, if you have kids that are playing running back and want to know about pass protection technique, that's about as hard of a block as you're going to get one-on-one as a running back at any level, is that bull rush. And a lot of times I think a lot of those bull rushes have gotten taken out of all levels except for obviously the NFL. All right, pass game scheme. I got 7 plays I just want to talk about on this, and this is nothing bad, but it's just stuff that they tried to get going. So they're going to throw a little screen out here, but they're going to bring him out here to block. They block here, and this should be, you got 3 over 2. This should be block, catch, run. Well, for some reason, I get it. He's dropping, but you got a double team on 34 right here, and 34 just not today, bud. And then I want you to watch this. This is the one thing Pittsburgh does very, very well. And I know Bengals fans don't want to hear about what Pittsburgh does well. This is what they do well. And I think this is the whole thing about the Mike Tomlin coach teams that you see. I want you to watch when this ball's thrown. Like, watch basically the entire team. That's a lot of, black and yellow right there around. They do a really good job of rallying to the ball. That is something that is instilled in that team, and I think that's something that makes them what they have been over time, and that's why I think people hate them, is because Baltimore's doing the same thing right now. If you go watch their defense. Now this is the 2-point play. This has nothing to do with real scheme, but this is something that a lot of people don't. Okay, so cool. You got your flat route. You kind of had your, kind of had that. He's in the flat over here, and then you got Mixon over the ball. So, you were trying to hit those 5 spots on the field right there, and hoping to find a spot for it. But when the play doesn't work the way you think it's going to work, scramble drill is the way to go. Now watch. So Joe Mixon's here. Yoshevich is here. Can't tell you who that is up there, but maybe Tyler Boyd up there. Yep, Tyler Boyd. But if you watch Mixon sees him start to move this way. So he's already at the bottom of the end zone. So he's on the goal line. So he's going to run down the goal line. Yoshevich is going to run down the back of the goal line. Now he sees Tyler Boyd sitting right here. So he's going to try to push to that front pylon right there like he did against somebody earlier in the year. And right now, honestly, even say Joe Mixon did not run over here, you got him running right here, and that would have been a 2-point conversion either way. So it's a good job by, once it's a broken play, Boom. Good 2-point conversion. So, but that's something that has to be worked. And again, that's a not every team works scramble drill. You'd be surprised. And it's good to get that get that worked in. And again, I didn't point this out, but this was a max protection. So he's protecting. So you got 7 guys in protection initially, and it ends up being a 3-man rush. So it's actually max protection versus max drop. So they're dropping 8 and they're blocking 7. So they got a whole bunch of dudes in coverage compared to who's out. And now the other 2 get back out. Now you're 5 on 8. So good job of them getting that taken care of. I just thought this was a cool play, man. I mean, sometimes I just pull out plays because I like the play. This is what people call all go special, dancer, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to end up being 4 verts, and he's going to actually stop. I think he might be reading this guy. I'm not 100% sure. But the back's going to run out of the backfield here down the seam, and this guy's going to end up over here. I love this concept because a lot of times this guy right here gets lost. Now, on this one right here, so when they run him out, it runs them out a little bit. You're hoping you might be able to hit him right here, which you probably could have. I mean, honestly, like if I think if this would have held up just a touch longer right here, you could see right here, I mean, T. Higgins is open. Now, this was pretty cool. Like, this guy drops, so Yosheva stops. Now, the way this ball's thrown, he comes back to the ball. So receivers, if you're watching this and understand just who's throwing the ball to you, what the situation is, where the defenders are. You've got a defender running at you right here. You got a defender running at you right here. You got a defender dropping back right here. You better come back to this spot as quick as you can to catch that ball. And Yoshevich does a really good job of getting back. Because if he just waits for this ball to get to him, it may not get to him for one. Number 2 is this guy might jump in front of it. Who knows? He might jump in front. But point is that was a really good job of him getting there. But I just thought the play design. So if you're thinking about, like, if you're ever in your kids, little league, and you just want to run a cool play design, that's an easy 4 vert because he started over here and went there. So screenshot that, put that in your bank. You can call that H dancer or tailback special or something like that. So there you go. So it just helped out the youth of the world right there. But again, you can see here, this is what they do in protection. They're going to cause you initially to have to go, big on big. So it's one-on-ones across the board. And that's what they got on right here on Volson. Got a one-on-one right here on Volson. Now, does it end up being a one-on-one all the way? Because no, he drops, but that's why Jonah Williams comes back in. So he was able to help. You can see they passed that off, but the one-on-one right here is the reason it kind of got broken up right here. Now, this is Tyler Boyd's going to run a wrap concept right here. So T. Higgins is going to come right here. He's going to come here and then wrap right behind it, and you're really trying to high-low this guy right here. Now, the issue is this is that 3 buzz I was telling you about just a minute ago. So what's going to happen, he's actually going to go play the flat. He's going to play deep. He's going to buzz down here. He's going to hang here. He's here. He's deep, and he's going to play this. But you see, when they initially line up, it looks like cover 2. So when you think cover 2, you're thinking, okay, cool. I'll high-low this guy, and I don't have any, he'll catch it here and maybe keep running. Well, he throws it in there to Tyler Boyd, and there's your buzz defender that just sees the throw. And, I mean, I think any other season, maybe before about 3 years ago, that is a decapitation right there, a straight decapitation. But because these guys, honestly, like this guy right here is so worried. I mean, you saw what happened to the Denver guy. I mean, he gets suspended the rest of the year. I think they cut him, and Houston went back and got him because he came from Houston. And but anyway, it's one of those things like, but boom, man, he hits him. But look this is what Tyler Boyd's really good at. And again, you got to remember, and it has nothing to do with anything, but he played his high school ball and his college ball and 1 game a year since he's been in the pros on this field. So maybe he understands the turf. I don't know. Be shocked how random people are and with what they're good at and what they're comfortable with. But again, I mean, the read's fine. You throw it in there, but you got to understand. Like, I mean, I think any other, a few years back, that's Tyler Boyd might not be flying home with the team on that one. Moving on here, now watch this. They're going to try to get this shoot route again. So I talked to you about it earlier, but here they're trying to run that shoot route. Well, it's going to take that Tampa defender out of there. And again, you can see they're ending up in two, and this guy's that Tampa defender. He's going to play here. He plays here. He plays here. I'm sorry. I think they're jacked up here. I think he's supposed to be rushing. But anyway, it leaves a void here in the middle when 28 runs out of there, and you can see that's exactly what he hits right there. So, I think it's pretty cool that they're trying. They said, man, let's see if we can get it again. Because what does it hurt? It took him out of there, and it actually allowed that play right there to develop. So again, the protection is pretty good on this one, and it allowed that longer throw to get in there. I saw your got to keep good safeties and corners, all that kind of stuff. I would agree with that, man. It's all about keeping those playmakers on defense, and it's about keeping your big boys together and your quarterback, man. If you don't do that, it's going to be tough to keep yourself together. Now, quick game. Now, this is TJ Watt. So why is he over here? Well, what they're doing is they're playing like I call it a mini six. So he's covering that guy. They're saying we're playing 10-on-10 football now. So that is gone. We're now playing 10-on-10 football. So they're going to play him as like a quarters corner, quarter safety, cover two, and they're playing like a mini cover six. Well, the issue is that's TJ Watt. What's TJ Watt should he be doing, honestly? Should be doing that. So when he saw this, and when TJ Watt stepped back, he knew right now that he's running past. It's going to carry that guy and carry him past. Here comes Sample underneath, and it ended up being a pretty good play for him. Now there's other plays where different coverages, he may run up here and run a corner, and these two guys do the same thing, and you see you got the little go route up here. But I mean, they got it. But the second you see TJ Watt right here, and you're running this guy by, clearing him out, there's going to be a void somewhere in here. Because right now, this is the difference between having Chase on the field and having not having Chase on the field. Because would they have done that to Higgins if that was Chase? Maybe, because you still got two guys over him. But a lot of times that does take you out of different coverages, and it's tough. I see Mark Fetters in the chat. Love seeing Mark Fetters in the chat, man. One of the regulars in this. If we were Cheers, man, we'd all be yelling his name when he walked in the door. Now the last one I got here on the pass game scheme. This is the touchdown to Higgins, and all this is, and I'll get to stick here in a second, but this is so a 3-man stick route is the top up here. So he's a must outside release. He has to go outside this guy because you're protecting this guy. And this guy's got to keep running. This guy can sit. And what they're doing over here is they're just running a quick slant and a flat. So on this side, when this guy goes over here, you read that and you throw it in right behind him. Now, this is the issue you'll see with the Pickens one also by the Bengals defense. Watch the angle he takes. This is an absolutely horrible angle. T. Higgins is running this way. He runs up like this and then tries to react to it. And Higgins is still pretty fast. I mean, Higgins is a fast runner. Look at that. I mean, you got my man diving at him. I mean, he slid about 5 yards on that grass. Look at that. I mean, but let's pause it when he gets to the goal line. There's nobody in the screen. Guys, nobody in the screen. He outran their defense out of the screen right there. But that's all they're doing. They went on this side. You decide to work this side. You're reading this guy. When he runs past, if he holds a little bit, you can hit the flat. Now, it is cover 2 here, which I believe this was cover 2. And it just, that's a bad deal, man. When you got two deep safeties like that and you get burnt that badly. But, again, It happens. Now, Browning's decision making. This is where I think won the games in the previous weeks and lost this game. I know there's a lot of other things. Trust me, there's a lot of things. But I think this one thing kind of kept them is where it really turned, because there's 3 interceptions, some bad decisions. So this is like a smash variation. And what I'm saying by that is they're kind of running the guy over the middle here, but they're running. Some people call this a CO. Some people call it. I think at one point we called it Obama because it was Ohio bench, and then this was back when Obama was president, and that name got put into that concept. But again, if they're doing this to your one guy, don't throw it there. Now, this is 4th and 5. I don't know if you can see it. It says 4th down up at the top. So this is 4th and 5. I get it. Make a play. But here's the thing too. When you see this guy hanging back, boom, bang it on him. If you don't do that, the back is running what's called an M route. And an M route, it looks like this. That's why it's called an M route. I know that you turn your phone sideways, you can see what I'm saying. But right there, boom. He chips, and then he gets into this M route. The thing with the M route is, you see that little area right there? He should be right down the inside edge of the numbers. An M route in the NFL up the inside edge of the numbers is going to give you a catch and run that can probably do this. So if he didn't throw this, you turn right now, dump it to Travion Williams, and allow your running back at this point to put his foot in the ground and go right there and get this first down. So again, that was 4th and 5. And I think that's one thing, because, if you look at that, that's not something – I get it. Man, you've been making some throws. But again, dump it right there, let him run, get the first down. This next one is a version of a cover, is sail versus cover 3. And when I say check it down, you got a tight end here that's chipping, all right, and then he's going to the flat. And you're going to have this guy running here. You got this guy running deep. You got this guy coming over here. You got him checking to the flat. So it's like a 3-level read for the quarterback. Now, that guy's sitting right there in that window. That guy's sitting right there in that window. He's dropping back here. Just drop it right here. This was 1st and 10, second quarter, 1st and 10. Right here. Look at the score of the game. It's 14-0. All right. And you don't need to throw this ball that gets intercepted by the guy sitting right in that void. Just dump it right here. Dump it right here. Or I've talked about this last week. On all of these 3-level routes like this, when you've got this, you usually have somebody coming in right behind it all too. So if nothing's there, your eyes should move back here. You lost your check down by the back, which I'm going to get to in just a second. But again, just sometimes check it down. Take what they're giving you. Because again, that's a big play. They get the ball now on the 14-yard line. And again, but here, talk about Mixon here. Not great, but watch him. He never lets him get past him. So he could use his hands better. Shoot your hands. You got the Mickey Mouse hands going all over the place right there. That's what I used to call them. But again, there's again, you got a guy sitting right down here. You can see his helmet right there, right above my name right there. You can see that helmet right there. There's a guy right there. Just drop it to him. Get 5-6 yards and move on to the next play. All right, this next one's 2nd and 19. 2nd and 19. Now it's 31-11. I get it. So they got to start pushing the ball down the field. This is going to be a dagger versus 3 buzz. Okay, so again, when I say 3 buzz, now they're exchange blitzing it here, so it really ends up being more of an exchange. But it's the same look here. I want you to watch sample right here. Watch samples. Pow, come in here. That's a heck of a job by sample. Bam. But watch this though. It's 2nd and 19. He's underneath. You got that dagger coming right through here. I don't know if maybe he just didn't see him, which could be a possibility, man. There's a point sometimes in these games. I have never at the NFL level played that position. Honestly, at any level have I ever played that position. I played a lot of that position. I played some of this position back here. I played a little of that position on the scout team when I was at Texas A&M, but I was mainly a tight end fullback. But point being is things start moving. But I mean, that guy's standing right in that area right there. But if you look, again, 2nd and 19, it ain't there. Just dump it right here. Let him go get 10, 12 yards. And number one, you get 10, 12 yards. Number two, you don't throw the interception. All right, now, this was the, 5th play of the game, something like that. Roughly the 5th play of the game. Again, this is going to be that same stick concept, and it's going to be cover 2. Now, they're going to jack up their cover 2 real bad right here. Okay, so what they're doing is they're going to run him out here. He's going to 2. He should be over here. Okay, you see where I'm going with that? But this guy right here is playing cloud corner, and I'm assuming this guy on the snap, because if you look at his eyes. His eyes are looking right here. His eyes are probably thinking that he's dropping. I get it, but they screwed up. That guy should be running over there. I think if this guy on the snap is running over here, this ball is not thrown right there. But again, you throw that into that little trap corner, and trap corner means he's kind of hanging, and he sees the ball thrown, and he comes back down on it. And honestly, this ball right here, I think should have been picked. And again, that was like the 5th play of the game, which it could have made it even worse. Now, the last one I got here is that interception that everybody's talking about. And I saw everybody talking about he was trying to throw the ball away. I don't know if he thought this guy was – there's a guy right there on the H. I can't tell who that is, but maybe Tyler Boyd again. Right there on the H. I don't know if he's thinking he's going to come back. But, again, you made that throw once, in the last few weeks. But here's the thing. If you're going to throw this ball away, you're outside of the tackle box, okay? You're already outside. There's the line of scrimmage. All this ball's got to do is go somewhere in that vicinity right over there. It's just got to get past the line of scrimmage, throw it out of bounds, get it right over there. That's all you got to do. Just throw it over here. Throw it over here. Throw it right over that P in Pittsburgh. Get it somewhere over there and be done with it. And again, I know I saw an angle from one of these cameras over here, and it looked like when he threw it, maybe he was trying to throw it over here, and it just kind of floated in there. But again, you can't allow it to be that close. You see how it looks like he might be trying to throw it over here. And I don't know if maybe he's trying to throw it there and just float it. I don't know, but you can't let that. You can't let. I see right there. T. Brookie said Jake was trying to throw it away. Big fail. Again, that's just something. I mean, just throw it over here. Like don't even take a chance with it. You see quarterbacks all the time at this point. Like if they're a little bit closer to that line right there, if they're somewhere, you'll see them like flip it, like they're throwing a shovel pass. But again, offensively, man, I just don't think that they were on point like they normally are. There's a lot of things that they did differently the past few games where, like, again, taking what they were giving you, not just trying to make the play at all times. So versus the Chiefs defense is pretty good now. If you look at the Raiders game from the other day, the Chiefs defense wasn't the problem. And, the Raiders scored 15 points in a 7-second span there at one point. So, I think right now, you got to go into this thing thinking that the defense for Kansas City is pretty stout, and their rush is going to get there. Chris Jones, man, that dude's playing out of his mind. But anyway, that's the offense, man. I mean, there's a lot of things that to be desired in that game. Moving on to the defense, one of the things that stuck out to me when I was looking at the box score, I didn't even realize this. Logan Wilson, man, the guy's got 11 tackles, 3 solo tackle for loss. B.J. Hill, I'm going to tell you right now, bottom line is this. The Bengals missed DJ Reader. B.J. Hill did everything that one man can do to try to take it on himself. Had 8 tackles, 3 solo, quarterback hit. Now, the thing that stuck out to me is this. Now, this isn't good that when your safeties have a lot of tackles, but Jordan Battle, 7 tackles, 4 solo, a tackle for loss, which I'll get into. Dax Hill, 7 tackles, 3 solo. The guys are making, we talked about a few weeks ago about tackling issues and these guys growing up. And I think the safety position actually is one of the stronger positions that's on this team right now on defense. And, I think just going forward, I think that's one thing that they need to take pride in is that safety group and what they're doing. Now, looking at the defense, I'm going to talk about bad run defense first because I am going to get into good run defense because there actually was some good stuff. Bad run defense. Now, BJ Hill is right here, okay, and man, he's doing everything he can. Okay, so but he's a little high right here, but he's taking on a double team. But watch what this double team does. This double team pushes him back. He starts to slide. Pratt's right on his butt right here. You got another puller coming around, so you got 1,000 pounds of offensive linemen right here pushing 450 pounds or whatever. I get now it'd be about 550 pounds, but watch the line of scrimmage move right here. Watch this move. It moves all the way back here before the back even gets hit. And again, I think that's just I don't want to say lack of physicality, but again, it's something where they just that's DJ Reader brings a bigger sense of that, and that's tough, man. But if you watch it from this view right here, that's a lot. That's a lot of push right there, and you don't see that a whole lot from Bengals defense. First and goal. This is duo. Okay, so same play you just saw basically. Well, that was a puller, but this is the same play that you've seen 1,000 times from me. So they're bringing him over to block the safety, just like the Bengals were doing. Now, what I'm saying on this one is you got guys here. Now, shed the block. Shed the block, make the play. Shed the block, make the play. Again, that's Dax Hill. I know I just talked him up. But shed the block, make the play. You got some guys here that are holding their own, man. You got some guys that are holding their own. Now, you got 2 guys right here. Somebody get off and make the play. Sorry, I just went too far. But again, you'll see here in a little while. I'll show you on a good run defense. Man, there's guys shooting gaps. They're shooting gaps and making plays. But like right here, it just didn't happen. So I'm not sure if this was just sometimes you get gassed, man. And again, I think that, they're holding their own in there a little bit. Now he's getting, double teamed again, but it's tough, man. Reader brings a lot to the team. I think people are underestimating how, I think people really understand what they're doing, but I think there's that, the big body thing. I think Ben Riley, what's Lou's answer to that? Honestly, the answer for me as an offensive coach, when we get, say, duo going really well or ISO or anything that has those double teams, anytime you move the front, and when I say move the front, I'm talking about post-snap. I'm talking about stunt, like slant, angle, bring those exchange blitzes, just movement up front. Movement is tough because it kind of takes the double teams away. The other thing you could do is go into a bear front, which would be a 5-man front. So right now you see they've got these 4. You could take this guy out and put an extra guy over the nose, and that kind of eliminates some double teams. And that's ways to do it. Movement, 2 gap guys like that. But really, I would say, man, movement kills. From an offensive coach's perspective, if you slant, stunt, just stunt one guy, whatever it is. Here's an influence trap. Guys, I want to say this is bad run defense. The only thing I would say is he ran himself out of the play, and then he ran himself out of the play. The 2 linebackers did. But these guys right here they have angles. Like he comes in here, bam, he's got him. He comes in here, drives him into this stuff. You got him blocked. You got him blocked. You got him blocked. You got him blocked. This is a well-blocked play. You don't block this guy on this play. On influence trap, you do not block this guy. He might be reading him for all I know. But right here, it's a well-blocked play. It's just right here. Once all these guys pull, his gap's got to go here. You can see he's trying to get to his gap here, but his gap has got to go here. And that's a lot of movement really quickly, and a well done job by Pittsburgh. Now, just talking about guys here. He came from way over here, made the play. So like I said, the safeties I think are starting to show a little bit more. Now I debated on showing this one because I really respect Jermaine Pratt. I think he's a heck of a player, but I was also a running back coach at one time in my career, and you'll see this is a jet sweep with an H lead. So he's here, he's got the next guy, and they're really not blocking that area right there. We're running past that area. You can see right there when he runs in there, they're running past that area, but just put your eyes right here. I'll let it run in full speed. I mean, sometimes you just get. I'm not sure Jermaine Pratt saw him in time. I mean, maybe he did, but that's I just that's the only reason I really want to put this on there. Is just, I mean, that's a tough hit. Now, again, you're playing man coverage right here. You got to stay with him. Now, here's the issue with this type of motion and this guy. What was Kansas City doing? They were motioning him here, and they were bringing him back. So you have to respect that, because if you start running over too quick, they'll start running that stuff. So, but again, you see that's technically his guy in coverage. But that block by Warren, man, I mean, that was a big time block. Now, good run defense. Let's talk some good stuff here, okay? I know I'm beating up on the Bengals, man. Honestly, I hate these. I hate these shows because these shows are not the funnest to do. Knowing that the fan base is Cincinnati, because I really love you guys. Now, last week we talked about Minnesota ran the same play, brought everybody down here, and then DJ Turner came here, and the running back went like that, ran right up inside, and as you can see right there, that's exactly what it looked like last week versus Minnesota. Except last week versus Minnesota, the back did that. Well, he's here. Watch, DJ Turner made the play. Yeah, it's not perfect, but he allowed the rest of his dudes to get over here. It's a 4-yard gain. It's better than the 30-yard gain. So it's one of those things, man. I mean, that's big by a rookie corner. I'm just telling you, I've seen enough rookie corners when they get beat by that little move like he did last week. It's tough to overcome that, and for him to do it in 1 week, and again, that's a good play, man. And you can see here Jordan Battle coming over here, being a part of it. Dax Hill being a part of it. There's your two safeties right there, along with your rookie corner. So good play, man. I mean, I'll give him that. Now, this is backed up. I want you to watch my man Jay Tufeli. I hope I said that right. Never have been able to say it, but I want you to watch this dude. He destroys 77. Again, this is duo, so they're all blocking down. You ask what takes away what hurts this? You see how he's mugged up in there? If this guy were to be standing back here, they could double team now back to him. But because he stands like 2 yards forward, he's got to go right here. Now he's got to go right here. You just lost your double team. It's another way to clear that up. But again, he's pressuring. That's what I said. Pressure, all those kind of things. But watch my man right here. Get off me. Boom. And this is crazy because, like, I know it was raining and stuff, but, like, this has happened. This happened in Green Bay in 2017 on a 3rd and 1. For all you Bengals fans, you probably don't remember that. 3rd and 1, Joe Mixon, rookie year, slipped. We convert on that play, probably win the game. Had to punt Aaron Rodgers, and wouldn't you know, he drive him down, win. But that was actually the first game as Bill Lazor is the offensive coordinator. But this is a lucky bounce. Again, sometimes the lucky bounces come your way. And right there, Pittsburgh just got the lucky bounce, because how many times you see that ball come bouncing over here and it's a touchdown for the Bengals? And again, but I just wanted to point this out, man. Let that dude play. There's another answer for you, Mark, or whoever asked that question earlier. That's another answer. If that big dude wants to go in there and play like that, let him play. And then the last one I got on good run defense is just this is late in the game. I get it, man. This is fourth quarter, late in the game, but there's a run through to take away the double team, and they're running like a toss here, but it now he takes a horrible angle. So he runs through with the timing, but watch the timing of this. Perfect timing. They must have known the snap count, something. But again, if you do that, You hold your own. He kind of gets held. You can see Hubbard like throw his hands up. But look, gap, gap, gap. They got their gaps taken care of. Big time run defense, man. But again, I get it. This was late in the game. They probably knew they were running at this point. You know, it is what it is. Now, Jordan Battle. Let's have a little talk about Jordan Battle. Now, this is going to be I don't know. Let me see what it ends up being. Roughly a 5-6 yard run. Okay. Look at the growth though. Okay. The growth. I'm not trying to pump the dude up too much, but he's sitting at about, 10 yards deep. His gap, you can see, is right here. That's why 11 is coming in here. Well, since he's standing on he has to pick one of them. So he picks that. Now he's got to go fill down in here. And you see right there, when he plays inside, he then goes and hits this gap. But watch him fill that gap. So he knows where to fill. Because remember, this was an issue not too long ago where you do this and there'd be two guys in here and the running back would be flying up in there. So progress is one thing. Excuse me. Yep. Got my big old mug too for Christmas. So, now look at this. So this is great awareness. So this is going to be a naked. He's going to fake here and naked out of here. Now I want you to watch here. He's going to come all the way from over here behind the line of scrimmage. That's hard to see. That's Jordan Battle right there. Okay. So they're playing a form of zone, it looks like. So you got him running the corner, I believe. You got him blocking down. Fake here, come over here. Now here comes look at him. 11's even sneaking. You see how he ducks down? He's ducking down to get lost. He wants to be lost behind there, and he comes out the other side. Watch the awareness, not only to pick him up, but watch the space tackle right here. Oh. So there's a lot of good coming from the safety position. I'm sure they're very happy with that because they are young. But if you watch this, think if you're him and look at all the stuff that's happening. All this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. He's going here. And to be able to pick this guy up from way over here, that's tough. You can see him right there. He sees him. Got to get over there. Great play by the kid. Now, pass rush and sacks. I only got 2 plays here, but I do want to talk about the pass rush. One of the things that they're doing really well right now, when they know it's a passing situation, is they're going to bring I thought this is actually Miles Murphy, but if you see right here, boom, he's going to come up, he's going to come underneath. And most people are thinking, okay, you're going to bring him up the field and this guy's going to be the one that comes open. A lot of times, man, when you go pick a guy, because watch what he does when he runs into 78 first. So 77's eyes are here. He runs up a few steps. You buy 77 to set. You buy him to set, and then you come off on him, boom, and then you hit him in the side. You see that? He's trying to hit him in the side. Get him to come around, and then you just do the little swim move. But you get him off balance right there, and I think they're doing a good job, man. Some of the stuff that you're seeing, B.J. Hill, there's his quarterback hit, and again, that's that's a big time play there. So that was in the second quarter. Again, it's the pick guy. A lot of times that comes free, like that guy that's really trying to pick for him gets lost because of the pick. The next one, so this sack here, this sack was credited to Hendrickson. This is really a coverage sack. So they're just playing cover 3, okay? He's got the flat, hook curl, curl flat, cover 3. Good old cover 3. Now, for you John Gruden enthusiasts, here, he's going to go here, he's going to go here. This is not Spider 2 Y banana. But it's pretty damn close. This is actually Spider 2 pivot, probably Spider 2 Frisco. Some people might call it, but this is a good old Spider 2. So he's going to go to the flat. He's going to come here and try to cut. Your first read is the flat, and then you can see he feels like that's all covered. So they've got like looks like a slant on the backside, Spider 2 pivot X slant. You guys that want to know the full name, this would be Strong Right Snug, Spider 2, Pivot, Excellent. But if you watch this, so the coverage was there, coverage was good, and it allowed. I mean, yeah, that's good. That's good protection. You know what I mean? But the difference is here is it allowed too much time. You know what I'm saying? Because really, this ball is either here now, or you throw it up over the top if nobody's back here. But right there, this is not. Yeah, that's you can't hold a spider to play for that long. So that's the sack right there. So. I see y'all talking about a Wouzier. I will get to a Wouzier here in a minute. Now, these are some coverage issues that I saw. I want you to watch these two. So this is just cover one, and I call it hole because you've got one of these guys is on the back, and then one of these guys is going to play here, and he's kind of looking for crossers. These two got these two got these two, and then he's free back here. Okay, good. You switched it off. You know, you're playing the high-low right here. He'll take the low guy. He takes the high guy. He takes the high guy. He takes the low guy. Okay, well, this guy should be looking for crossers. Problem is your back is now slipped over here in protection, and he's going to end up over here. So one of these two guys, when he comes out this side, he's got to cover him. Well, he gets like lost in there somehow. You can see it from this side right here. Like you can see he's looking both ways here when really one of these guys got to keep your eye on this guy because this was 3rd and 5. And that's an 18-yard check down. 2 linebackers on 1 running back body right there. Now, sometimes you get lucky. This right here is just that kind of a slot fade that we keep talking about. I believe that's Deontay Johnson here on Mike Hilton. But if you watch right there, he puts you can see it right about the 37-yard line. So he kind of puts his foot there and kind of gives him a head nod. Well, watch him react to that just barely, and he gets turned. And now his feet, see his feet come together? His feet stopped. Now he's got to get going again when he never lost speed. He never slowed down. And again, sometimes, man, you just get lucky. Again, this is man coverage. This is the same thought process there. This is more of a robber. He's kind of playing down here as a safety, but you see they're playing over the top of, I believe, Higgins over here, or whoever. I'm sorry, not Higgins. What am I talking about? Pickens, Higgins, all the same. But you see right there, they've got him going over here, and basically he's helping out over here. But you know, it's not really, I wouldn't say a bracket as much as it's just. It is just man coverage, and bam, just kind of got him. But again, you get lucky sometimes, man. You can see the little inside jab just gave him that much space right there, and that's all you need in the NFL, man. It's not don't need much. Now, this is what I call a circus route. Carney was all the C words in one of the things I was in. So if that was like a Carney. This was a coffee and a Carney. But then we said, okay, well, you're going to run a Carney route, but then you're going to run it up and break it up because you're going to take the big top off. So it's a circus route because you're going to take the big top off the circus. How about that one? I'm pretty sure that's why it was called that. I may be wrong. If you're one of the guys that you know who it is, if you hear this, if I'm wrong on that, I apologize, but that's the way I learned it. But all this is, and if you watch, Awuzie is going to sit here and think, okay, he's probably running this corner route. Well, I've got that covered. And he doesn't back up anymore. He should be backing up a little bit to keep him from obviously taking that. And there it goes, just getting burnt. Now, this play was at the end of the half. This was how much time was left in the half here? 1:10 left in the half. 3rd and 15, 21-0. So you can see second quarter, 21-0. This put them in field goal range. At the end of the half, and that's why it was 24-0. But you could see it was 3rd and 15 on the -20 when this play happened. So, but again, right there, I mean, it's a heck of a catch. So you got to give a guy credit. I know nobody cares for him in this chat room, guys, but they made some plays, man. I think everybody saw the replay of that if you watched the game. If you were still watching at this point. Got 2 more plays here. This is the touchdown, and again, you got a Wouzier on Pickens, and you can see this is just a throw it up. This is 3rd and 1. So I'm assuming he must have told them, hey, listen, you got 2 downs. And they took a shot because I think if they don't get this, they probably go for it. But you can see right there, I mean, it's just the little slowdown right there. There's just like right when he turns his head to find the ball, he slows down just enough. And the ball, obviously gets dropped in there and then wasn't able to make the play. There's a, right here, I don't know if he can run any faster than that. Maybe. But I think he thinks this isn't getting caught. And if he's running a little faster, he might be there to at least stop this from being a touchdown. So now the last play I got here, second play of the game. All right. Second play of the game. You got 11:21 on the clock, 2nd and 4. Bengals went down, didn't score. So right now, why do people do this little motion right here? They do that little motion to see if it's man or zone. If it's man, obviously somebody's got to go. If nobody really runs with him, they know it's some form of zone. So in this case, you knew it was zone. So they're doing the same exact concept that they did right here with that. Now he has the flat, so it may be like a 3 match right here. When I say 3 match, sometimes they if they go here, he's got to take him. If he runs vertical and he runs vertical, he's got to take him type of thing. So, but right here runs the flat. He runs underneath it. He hits him right here. Now the problem is I've been pumping him up all day. Dax Hill makes one bad angle. And you remember the one, this is almost T Higgins to a T, no pun intended, but that one bad little angle. And then obviously, right here, you can see they kind of knock each other off. It looks like to me Pratt might have been able to make that play, and he got kind of picked off right there by can't do who that is, DJ Turner maybe. But again, man, it's a simple slant route. I promise you this. They'll take 86-yard touchdown just like any other offense will, but the problem is they were just trying to get that. They were just trying to get the sticks moving. And made a play. And again, I think this is where some people's mentalities might change when, that happens that early in the game. That's tough. That's a tough deal. But again, got to make that play right there. Remember, you got help here. Come here, vice that guy there. And that's, again, you can see how that probably stunted Pratt's angle right there just a little bit. But anyway, that's what I got for the defense. Again, the thing is, like, you do miss DJ Reader quite a bit in there. You got a young secondary that's still learning, and I know that's not an excuse. But one of the things that's good for this defense going into Kansas City's receivers are not on the same page that they used to be on in years past with Mahomes. Mahomes is one of those guys that's never going to be a drop back, I'm in the same spot all the time type of passer. He's never going to be that guy. So scramble drills, I mentioned that earlier. Scramble drills are big for them, and right now their receivers aren't on the same page on the scramble drills. And you can see they're either stopping and he's throwing an interception because he thought a guy should have kept coming. They're just not making those plays, those broken plays. But that's what Kansas City has been known for. That's why that's why Mahomes is known for the sidearm passes and the no-look passes and all that, because he's making it up as he goes. And right now, they're not on the same page right now. I don't think it's a Taylor Swift problem. But again, I'm not in their building. So, for you Swifties out there, I know some of y'all are going to defend her. But for the Bengals this week, they've just got to, again, you can't let Mahomes beat you with all that stuff. You got to stay in coverage. You got to make sure you keep him in the pocket. You got to make sure if he does break the pocket, you got to make him pay for it. But again, everybody's going to say, man, the Bengals have an easy shot, man. They could beat the Chiefs and the Browns and all this stuff. Like, you got to remember what the Bengals just came off of too now. Bengals just came off of a rough one. And, with the Chiefs being 3-5 in their last 8, yeah, but the Chiefs are also an 8-point favorite as of right now on Tuesday, December the 26th. Now, they don't play till Sunday, so things can change. But Chiefs can clinch the AFC West with this game. And I believe it probably knocks the Bengals almost, I don't know if it'll be mathematically out, but it would be pretty close. So, the Bengals, it is a must win, and they got to get some help along the way too. Indy needs to lose. Houston needs to lose. Pittsburgh needs to lose. A lot of things need to happen, but I've seen weirder things happen. Trust me. We snuck in a couple times that, it didn't happen till the end of the year, but it can happen. I appreciate you guys, man. I hope y'all all had a Merry Christmas. I will see you here again next week talking about the Kansas City game. And again, I hope everybody here had a Merry Christmas. Appreciate all of you that are here in the chat. I appreciate all of you that watch this later on. And please like and subscribe. Go to Chatterbox Sports YouTube page. Please subscribe to that. Like the streams. Please follow me at Coach Kyle Caskey. That's on about every social media network you can find at Coach Kyle Caskey, Caskey. It's on the screen right there. And then the guys back at home, back in Cincinnati, running the show back there. Casey's doing a heck of a job. And I know a lot of y'all have been getting with him, getting on him within the chat. Elliot, Reed, Trace, Tom Brenneman. I will be on his show tomorrow morning. Hope to see you guys there off the bench. It's from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Chatterbox Sports YouTube channel, Eastern time. And really, again, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.